making Einkorn hamburger buns. And I'm making them into hamburger buns this time, but it's really like a dinner roll slash bun recipe. So I use it for hot dog buns, hamburger buns, or dinner rolls. You can use it like so many different ways. And it's super simple. So yeah, we are going to get started with that. Okay, so the first step you're going to do on the stovetop. And so this is just like it's pretty much like the liquid mixture. Okay, so you're gonna start with 1 stick or a half a cup of butter. Okay, then you're going to melt that. And while that's melting, just add 1 cup of milk. Actually, I'm using oat milk right now. All right, and then you're going to measure out 1/4 cup of honey. And I'm just going to eye this, just do 4 tablespoons. And yes, this honey is very crystallized, so that's why it looks like chunky almost. But yeah, not a problem, it'll all melt down. Okay, so then lastly for this milk mixture, you're just gonna add 1.5 teaspoons salt. And I just measure it like this and stick it there and get it out, and yeah. And then yeah, you're just going to, you can use a whisk or just a spatula and just kind of mix that all together until it is scalding hot. So, you know, once it starts, like right before boil. And don't worry too much about this. There's been so many times where it gets to a boil, or yeah. So just let the butter melt and then bring it to where there's like, you know, it's steaming pretty good and there's like bubbles around the edges and it's like almost boiling. And then that is all for that step. Okay, over here for the second step, I'm going to need a half a cup of warm water. So, you know, like the usual temperature for yeast. Not too hot and definitely not cold. Okay, and then you're going to take a tablespoon of honey. So I'm going to add a tablespoon of yeast. And it does not need to be quick rise yeast. I have made this many, many times with just regular active dry yeast. But if you have the quick rise, you can use that too. And yeah, the steps are really the same. And I know I don't need to proof this, but I just give it a minute or two. So yeah, then you're gonna add just a drizzle of honey. I like to do like about a tablespoon. And some of you might wonder if this is like a sweetbread, since I added like a 1/4 cup of honey and then a tablespoon of honey to here. And it is really not a sweetbread. It's just to feed the yeast. Going to mix that up. And I'm going to take a large mixing bowl, and you're going to add 1 and approximately a half cups of flour to the mixing bowl. And then I'm going to add 2 eggs. Alright, so then you're going to add the milk mixture, and it's fine if this is still really hot. Now I'm just going to mix this up. So that's 1.5 cups of flour, 2 eggs, and the milk, honey, salt, and butter mixture. So this is probably going to be very hot, and since the next step is to add the yeast mixture in here, you're going to want to make sure you let that cool for a little bit. And then once that cools down, I'm going to add the yeast mixture. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be super wet, just like, yeah, super wet. Okay, so once it's cool enough, you're just going to take the yeast mixture that has been proofing. We're just going to dump that in. This is Elijah. Say hi, Elijah. Hi. Good job. Okay. So after that, you're just going to add 3 to 4 cups of flour. And you're just going to want to stir. I usually start with 3 and then add probably a 4th as I go. Okay, there you go. So yeah, we're going to start with 3. Okay, here, let me see for a second. And then you're just going to mix that. And you're just looking for like a smooth consistency, so it's like a nice dough. So then the next step is going to be the kneading. And if you want to do this recipe, you're just going to have to forget everything you've ever heard about Einkorn and about not needing Einkorn. It's on. It's just, it looks like it's on. because you're going to need this for like 10 minutes. Okay, so yeah, you can see right now it's like extremely sticky still, like not at all dough yet. So I'm just gonna add a 4th cup. Start off slow, and then you can add more as you need it. Okay. So because this is einkorn, it is going to be a little bit stickier, but don't let that scare you. It's really easy. So I know you usually knead on like a floured surface or something, but I like to just knead this in the bowl because it is so much easier and less messy. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead. No, buddy, we don't need it yet. And you're just gonna knead it for a couple minutes until you get like a nice smooth ball of dough. And then you can add as much flour as you need to get to that point. Oh, sorry, buddy. Pour it in? No, not yet. I'll tell you when we need it. So yeah, you don't want to add too much flour, but don't be scared to add a little more flour if it's sticky. Not yet. Okay, so yeah, you can see this is like the consistency of my dough. Like it's soft, and you know it's pretty sticky right here. But that's okay. This is really the perfect consistency. So you're just gonna keep kneading that for about. I like to knead it in the bowl. You can do it on like a floured surface. Yeah, just add like a little bit of flour when you knead it. Just do like a little sprinkle like that on the sticky parts. Yeah, and just knead for about 10 minutes. And then you're gonna let it rise and go from there. Okay. Okay, so here is the dough. And as you can see, it is like, it's really not sticky on the outside, but it is if you like get into the inside. So yeah, I'm not gonna hold it too long. So I'm just gonna sprinkle a little flour on the bottom of my bowl. And then I'm going to set that down in there. And now I'm going to let it rise for about 20 minutes. 20 to 25 minutes. It's, yeah, that's just what I like to do. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to let that rise and I will show you guys what to do next once it rises. All right. Okay, so the dough has been rising for a little while, so I'm just going to get it out into a greased 9x13 dish, and I'm going to shape the buns and then go from there. So I have all my rolls shaped, and I did 12. So these make really good size, pretty big hamburger buns. So then I'm just going to cover them with a towel. You can cover them with saran wrap. I don't tend to notice a big difference. So yeah, I'm just going to use a towel. So you cover them with a towel, and you're going to wait another around 20, 25, 30 minutes. It's really not particular. Okay, here is the buns, and they have risen. And I let them rise a teensy bit too long, but they should be fine. It wasn't too long. So I'm going to stick them in the oven at 350 degrees and bake them for probably 25 to 35 minutes, anywhere within that time. Okay. Okay, so the buns have finished baking, and here they are. As you can see, they're super soft and golden, and yeah, they're just amazing. Okay, so the buns are done, and they are so nice. Yeah, they're super nice. So, here, I'll get one out. They're so soft. Like, I use this thing to get them out. I'm not really sure what it's called. If you know what it's called, leave me a comment below and tell me. But it really works well to get them out. But anyway, yeah, so here's one of them. As you can see, they're so soft. but they're also nice and like they're firm. They're not firm. They're like nice and what's the word I'm looking for? They're sturdy. So when we put burgers on, they won't just like fall apart. But they're so good, and our entire family absolutely loves them. So if you're looking for a hamburger, if you're looking for a hamburger bun recipe, if you're looking for a dinner roll recipe or hot dog bun recipe, definitely try these. They are amazing. And I have 2 last tips, and one is don't add too much flour. Like, you don't want it to be like a batter, but keep the dough nice and soft. And the second tip is don't skimp on the rise times. The rise times are so important. So yeah. So sometimes when I'm in a rush and I'll like shave a couple minutes off the rise time, then I'll be like, okay, it won't matter, it won't matter. Well, anyway, I just want to say definitely don't skimp on the rise times. They turn out so much better when you don't. So yeah. And I have, the only real problems I've ever had with them are just the bottoms cooking too fast, but that was just because I had them on too low in the oven, so definitely keep them in the middle of the oven. Okay, so yeah, I think that's all. Yeah, like I said, they are insanely soft and so good. Yeah, just the perfect roll / bun. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and try these very soon. I'll leave a link in the description for the original recipe, and yeah, we'll put a couple pictures here, and then I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and we'll try these very soon and love them just as much as we do. Okay. God bless, and until next time, goodbye.